Yo, what's up? What's good? It's someone that's no one, and welcome to Q&A number 2. Also, thank you for 9,000 subscribers. That is nuts. So we have another update / Q&A video today, and I figured just tell you some things about myself, about what's going on in the channel, what's coming up and shit, and also some questions, and also a little announcement kind of here. Might be the end of inebriated discussions just based off how the second episode went. We'll probably do another episode, maybe 2 more, just to see how they go, but I want to focus on content that most of the people are here to watch. So with that, the questions are topics that were submitted to me will be moved over to the Q&A partially, and also for the 3rd episode and possibly future episodes. If not, they'll just be saved for Q&A, so those don't actually get thrown out. And either way, we didn't even get a lot of questions from the last Q&A anyways. And if you do want to leave a question for this video, just use the hashtag #AskNoOne in the comments below. That way I'll for sure be able to see your comment and get it for the next video. And you can leave it on any video, it doesn't matter. Just don't leave it on the community page. But yeah, with that being said, I do actually have, you probably don't know what the fuck that is, a joint with some Gelato 13. So wherever I can find a lighter, I should have, here it is. Let's spark up because we got 9K. We're about to hit 10K. Now, if you don't know about what's happening at 10K, we do have a 10K special. Now, you might be new to the channel and haven't heard about this before, but if you've been around, you probably have. Or I'm just about to light up. But at 10K, hopefully we can get it by the end of this year. If not, it is what it is. We're close and coming up anyways, right? Alright. Got that hemp wick, Make sure you don't inhale that butane, but alright, where was I? At 10K, we will release my personal diphenhydramine report, first time ever, tripping off of it. So that's going to be a banger. That's going to be coming up pretty soon. And also, we're going to have some more holiday specials. Okay, so I'm for sure going to have something during Christmas. For sure going to have something probably during New Year's week. Maybe the week following New Year's. We're probably going to have trip reports, and I'm thinking that we're going to focus on sent-in reports, because there is a lot of sent-in reports we do have to catch up on. And I know a lot of you guys, been waiting, I think the longest right now is 3.5 months or so. And, it's a little minute, and I don't want people to wait too long. Ideally, people wait a month at most. I feel like that would be ideal. But we'll have something during Christmas, definitely, and New Year's. And for Thanksgiving, I was thinking maybe, but then again, it's Thanksgiving. It's an American holiday, so, I don't know. We don't need to be celebrating or going ham during every holiday, but maybe I'll do something for that day. It's a little different. Some Christopher Columbus, ancient alien action, or some nonsense. I don't know, but. And also, what's going on for me? I'm doing my grind, y'all. Straight up, school. I'm keeping up with this. The channel, of course. I'm trying to do marketing on the side, too. And, shit just keeps me busy for the most part. And also, going to be moving out, getting a new place soon. I'm also working a job on the side. So it's I'm just going. For me, I'm just a busy ass person. So in this upcoming month for December, gonna be working hella overtime. So I'm preparing a lot of videos now for the next one. So don't worry, I won't probably not be lacking on the uploads. They might not just be as present, or it might not seem as present during that month, because I'm gonna be up in the AM then later work in the afternoon and shit like that. So it's like, but I'm be secure in myself. That's the main goal with that anyways. But I will have a month off for school coming up too, so that gives me more time to also focus on videos. But yeah, for me, I mean, I'm good for the most part. We focusing on just growing, producing more, making more videos, great content for y'all. So and that's really what it's about for me, and just focusing on, you know, this passion of psychonaut related material. But with all that, let's move on to the Q&A now. So we're only going to start with, or we're only going to do 5 different topics. So the first one is coming from Digital VHS. What is your ideal drug policy? #AskNoOne. So I have made a video called why all drugs should be illegal, or I think that's the thumbnail of it. I don't know if that's the actual title, but I will actually link that below, because that somewhat does get an idea of the picture I would want society to come to, just so it can be, I say, equally free and fair among people. Because I definitely support discrimination of most drugs, especially for those addicted to them. But also, just some brief thoughts from that video. I'm not going to go too deep into this question, because I don't actually have an ideal drug policy that would be laid out and that would be tangible, I think. Because this is a large-scale thing that needs a lot of thinking through and a lot of consideration in many areas. But ideally, I would have liked it to be where all drugs would be accessible, and it would be legally allowed to sell any type of drug and just kind of buy it like at the store. That's kind of what I would aim for, because it would eliminate a lot of the problems that would be created, or that we're facing currently, I feel like, just with gang-related activity, cartels and whatnot. And it's also a matter of just freedom of choice and being able to express yourself in whichever way you want. But like I said, I describe it better in this video below. So if you want to check that out, check that out. Next topic, I should say. Coming from the homie Evan. Not the Evan you know, one of Evan the subscriber. He brought this up with me the other day about this one young individual who happened to commit a homicide in the process of trying to rob someone. And it happened to be this, I believe he said he was 19, 20 years old. Someone who didn't seem to fit the lifestyle necessarily. And what I mean by that is, it wasn't genuine to what he was really doing. So this guy's known for pretty much being a rapper. He's white, wears glasses. His father is a pastor, and he's participating in some gang-related activity because based off what he told me, believed to, just gain attraction. And of course, he didn't want to gain attraction with a freaking homicide, but he got arrested and pretty much got off easy. And what I'm really getting at is here, not this particular individual necessarily, but just the fact that the motivations for the youth participating in violent acts has somewhat changed from what it used to be. And I don't really feel like, and I feel a lot of it mainly is due to the rise of social media and just the internet and trying to get big in such a way, and it's somewhat just a negative impact from, well, the influence it can have and some of the influencers in it. And I'm not hating on anyone who's who's rapping about guns or doing these violent acts or whatnot. Because personally, I like a fair decent amount of that music. Just some rappers off the top of my head, like Ludfo or C. Honcho, like just to name a few. These are Chicago rappers, drill rappers that talk about a lot of violent gang activity in their songs or discuss it. And I'm not saying those are the only ones. There's obviously way mainstream more ones, but those are just some of the ones that I listen to specifically, just because I look for a certain expression within music and see if it's real or not, or more so for attention, I guess, or if we can compare it to some like old school rap like Tupac or Biggie and just base it off what their motivations were for doing it and trying to get out the struggle versus what this young individual who had things set up for him. He had people who cared for him and whatnot. Just to see someone go actively try to participate it just for attention and shit, it's just a lot different, if you know what I mean. But moving on to the next thing, and this next one's actually coming from my homie Aaron. You might have heard him before, and he said talk about Remy 1738 or cocaine. We'll talk about both. Now, I know he wanted me to mention this mainly because this shit is to him like let's get lit as fuck. This is his perfect image, I'm pretty sure. That and a flat probably, but I feel like this is the perfect image of just a night of getting fucked up and going hard. And if you haven't had the 1738, I only had it 2 times, I believe, but because it is pretty expensive. I believe it's $60 a bottle or something like that. I think it depends where you are though. But let me tell you, just a few shots of it smacked. I know I had a little bit too much of that night, and I remember after a car ride, one of the nights I drank it, that is, and I was fucking puking. I was fucked up off of this shit. That's a story for some other time though. And the cocaine, I don't know if he necessarily meant for me to talk about the cocaine in the party way. Yeah, sure, you can use it and drink, and it's a different experience, yeah. But with cocaine, I know him and his crew would trap that shit, and it's a different level than what I normally mess with, and I just mainly buy bud and shit. But you gotta stay protected, and you gotta be careful with some people because you don't know what people are gonna be on. Because there's some shady people you can find when dealing that shit out, is what I'm saying. But if you are familiar with me somewhat, I don't think coke is that great of a drug, so it's not like I would get it from him that often. But it's one of those things, one of those drugs out there, a money-making drug. And the thing is, I know just around here, the area I'm in, it can flow quite a bit. Now the next thing is life and death. There's a lot of ways and directions we can go with life and death, but I'm gonna say, I guess, just my thinking on it, because I'm gonna say I'm not sure what it is, because I'm not certain of really anything. But what I think life entails is our life as this person, this human we are right now. I feel to be honest, this is going to be our only one. And we may have a soul. There may be another plane of dimension that we don't know about, and our soul travels through it, and maybe we go off to somewhere else, who knows. But at the same time, I also think we're this universe. I feel I'm connected with everything around me, with all the molecules around me, and I'm just a compressed form of them in some way that's come together to form a brain and process all this and come to do all this, and we're this human species and blah blah blah. But yeah, life and death, it's one of those things that's talked about quite a lot. It's one of those things that we think about a lot. And at the end of the day, to me, it doesn't really matter too much what happens. But all I'm really saying is it is what it is. It's nothing I stress over too much. I am intrigued by, particular theories of it and just possibilities of it and that exploration of it. And moving on to the next topic, simulation theory. We are in a simulation right now, just letting you guys know. And so the simulation theory is basically the universe is some simulation that's being run for purposes that we aren't sure of or can't understand. And that there's probably other hundreds of simulations going on, and or probably thousands, millions, who knows. And this is just one of them that we happen to be in. And what we can compare this to is basically computer simulations going on. I just lit up again, guys, but for whatever reason, it may be, maybe it's a scientific reason, in the real world. Maybe this is the real world, or we're going to come to create simulations, but we don't know. We really can't know. And what will we do if we didn't know is the question, though. Absolutely nothing about it. But it is one of those things that I do think pop up on both psychedelics, especially something like acid or DMT, maybe, or some other strong hallucinogens. Or it just really matters your state of mind and whatnot, and what you've been exposed to. But I do feel like that is one of the conclusions that you will come on to psychedelics, that we are living in a simulation, or possibly that is. This may be the real world. We don't know. But I'll tell you, based off some of my trips, that's one of the conclusions I've come to, and I'm okay with it. I mean, it's a fun simulation, I guess. I can feel I'm alive still, I enjoy life still. If it's a simulation, it's a simulation. Let's fucking go then. Let's make the best of it, I guess. Because you gotta have a positive attitude. You can't be pessimistic about it. What are you gonna do? Nothing at the end of the day. Just have an existential crisis that's not gonna do you any good. But I'm gonna leave it off there. So I am off the Fenner Butte, and the weed is hitting. Man, I got an exam right after this I'm gonna take, so wish me luck, y'all. I'll probably have this uploaded after it though, but either way, with all that, I love doing YouTube. I love making videos for y'all. I love you guys. I gotta get in the comments more. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I just thought of this recently. I haven't been in the comments as much in the last 6 months, as much as I used to when I was really at the start of it and shit. When I was starting to grow big and shit, because I was keeping up with everybody at the start, and I don't know. I feel like I can maybe get back to that point. So, I'm gonna do my best to go crazy at this YouTube stuff for y'all. So we're making videos, we're out here. If you have any requests for anything, let me know. It's been your boy, someone that's no one, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.